Hello, it's Steve with Roost Refuge here today, guys, and I have got a hanging pot that I am going to put together this morning for you guys and kind of show you what my process is. I know everybody does things a little bit differently, but I've been out shopping this morning. I went to the local nursery, got one of my handy dandy, I gotta stop saying handy dandy so much, got one of my handy dandy hanging baskets, and I went looking for a liner this morning, and unfortunately they didn't have what I needed. So let me show you what I got. We're going to make this work. So this actually is designed to go into one of the pots that have the flat back that generally fit up against a wall or fence or something like that. But since they did not have a round one to fit this pot, I got this one instead, and we're going to make it work. So I've kind of been playing around with it. It is going to fit, and we do have these little corners that are popping up on the sides, and if need be, we'll clip those off. So what I was originally planning this morning was hanging basket with pinks, purples, and whites. And I got to the nursery this morning and I came across this, and all my plans went out the window. I'll give you guys a closer up after we get the pot finished. This is called a cinnamon, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Petchoa, Petchoa, P-E-T-C-E. Let's try that again. This beautiful orange flower here, it's a very, to me it's kind of a fall flower. I know we're in early spring, but I absolutely love fall colors. It's like a deep orange, brownish, beautiful. I thought this was a petunia. They actually call this a cinnamon Petchoa, P-E-T-C-H-O-A. I'll put the spelling up on the video. When I saw this, I threw all my other plans out the window and decided I am going to go with this. So I got a few other, like I said, I had to change my plans up, so I had to kind of shop around a little bit. So this is going to be kind of my starring flower. I got a couple, and I know I don't normally see these in hanging baskets, but these beautiful, I hate when I buy flowers and I don't have the names to go with them. I was so careful not to do this. Yes, I do not know what these are called, but anyway, they are a orange, goldy, rust color flora. You see these in all the nurseries. They're all different types of leaf colors, and that is totally what they're purchased for, is for the beautiful color foliage on them. When they get older, they will have some blooms that shoot up. Apologize for the traffic. They will have some blooms that shoot up. I generally clip those off. I just want the foliage. So we got those that we're going to be using kind of our thrill piece, our higher piece. To spill over the edges, I have got some of this Goldi Creeping Jenny. I love this. We're actually going to put these in these little pots back here, these little guys behind me. So I got one for each one of those as well, but I'm going to allow those to trellis over the edge of the hanging basket. And another flower that I do not have the name for. How did I manage to do this? I have switched flowers out so many times this morning, and I was so careful, I thought, to try to get some that had the names. And I apologize. These are absolutely gorgeous. These are white. I'm going to allow these to kind of hang over the edge of the basket. And then we got this little fella called Eyeconic Sunset Calibrachoa, C-A-L-I-B-R-A-C-H-O-A, Calibrachoa. That's what we're going with. They're kind of a yellowy, they almost look like a miniature petunia, but they're kind of yellowy with a deep hue of orange, red, and yellow in the center. And I think these will kind of trail over the edge just a little bit as well. And we also got some white wave petunias that we're going to put in the hanging basket. And I wanted something to kind of brighten the pot up just a little bit, aside from, you know, the more muted colors with the orange and golds. And we are going to add a little bit of white, but I wanted to add these beautiful, they're kind of a muted yellow. They call this caramel yellow. I'm sorry, I keep calling this looks so much like miniature petunias. This is also a Petchoa, same as these, just a little bit more of a miniature version flower. I absolutely love these. Even the leaves look like petunias. And we might, if we have room, throw in another lantana. This one he just looked kind of pitiful. I needed to take him home and nurse him back to health. But this one's kind of a beautiful orangey peach color that goes really well with the foliage on these, and matches very well with the cinnamon Petchoa. Alright, so I think that's what we've got to work with. And so let's get started. I'm going to put a little bit of dirt in the basket, guys, and I will tell you, again, even when I go with a shopping list, it doesn't seem to matter very much. I'm just going to put some dirt on the bottom of that just to kind of get us started out. But I go shopping even with a list. One thing I wanted to do was to get some, and I do recommend doing this, buy some sponges. You can get some really cheap sponges like at the dollar store. Sometimes you can catch them on sale, but just some cheap sponges. I was going to chop up a sponge, mix it up with the dirt so that it will help hold moisture inside the dirt. These hanging baskets, particularly with these straw type liners, dry out so quickly, and adding in some chopped up sponges, it sounds crazy, but it really does work. As the dirt dries out, the sponge will hold the water and slowly release it over time, keeping these plants from drying out way too fast. Now, something else you can do, this one is for my smaller hanging basket, comes with a little liner in the bottom. I leave the liner in there. This, again, it's a little plastic liner. I've also put little small trays in the bottom of these in lieu of having the sponges cut up. And, you know, as you water these, the water will pool in the bottom of the container, and it will hold some of that moisture in there. And as the top starts to dry out, the bottom will wick up through the dirt and help keep the plant moist. So if you do have trouble with your hanging pots drying out, that's something I do recommend you trying. Okay? Now, guys, I will tell you, I am usually a frugal planter in terms of how many flowers I put in pots. I'm going to load this one up today. I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to load this one up and do something a little differently. So if you're familiar with the thrill, fill, spill, I guess philosophy of container or hanging basket planting, that's where you have a tall plant either in the middle or in the back. That's your thrill. You fill the pot or the container with kind of plants that are they're going to be shorter than your thrill plant. Okay, so they're going to kind of fill out the edges and the bottom of the planter. And then for your spill will be a type of flower that drapes and falls over the edges. Okay, so these generally will grow and fill out very nicely, get very bunch up in the middle. So if everything goes according to plan, it will grow up. It actually will fill in here. We'll start moving the taller branches as they come out over the top of the wire. So let's start placing these in here and kind of get a feel for what this is going to look like. I do like breaking up the root systems if it looks like it has even the potential of getting root bound. I think I'm going to put these over to the side. I am going to remember to hold on to these today, guys. Let's get just a little bit more dirt. Okay, I'm already liking this. All right, so on one side, now I'm putting this top plant in the middle because I don't know how this is going to hang. So the plant needs to look very symmetrical no matter what angle you're looking at it from. So I'm putting that in the middle. Oh yes, we're going to put that hanging there. I think I want a little white here in the front. We're going to put one of the waving trellising type petunias over on this side so that we've got a white over here. We're going to put the caramel yellow because this one has some yellow in it. We're going to balance this side out also with some yellow. And let me turn this around so you can kind of get an idea for what that side is looking like. And the creeping Jenny. Now I am just kind of placing these in here at the moment. I'll go back, fill this up with some dirt, show you the completed. Okay, so here we go. Guys, I am absolutely loving this. I wasn't 100% sure how this was going to look when it was finished. I think I may... I think I may save this one. I was concerned about how well the thrill effect was going to work in this pot, so I did buy something else with these dainty little flowers on it that would give it some height, but I'm feeling comfortable with what I've gone with so far. So we have another smaller hanging pot I'm going to use these for. Alright, so I am going to start adding the dirt in, filling up these spaces, and we will see what the finished product looks like. Alright, so I got two pots today, as I mentioned earlier. This one, the only way I could get the liner was to buy it in the container. I don't want this container. I want this nice white one over here that I have already painted up. So I am cutting the ties, which, you know, it is a good idea to secure these liners in to the container, which I did not do on the other. That one was kind of woppy-jawed anyway, as I mentioned. So this one should fit perfectly in here. Again, we're going to leave the little plastic liner in the bottom to help retain moisture. And start adding some dirt. This one's not going to be identical to the other, but it is going to be so close that they will complement each other very well. Again, pretty much the same recipe we used for the other. We're going to start with the beautiful foliage on this plant whose name I cannot recall. Now this is a smaller basket than the other, so we're not going to have quite as many containers. Again, the sebum Petchoa, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The Latana that we did not have in the other pot. And one of the wavy petunias. We're going to put our other white one. Again, these plants do not look like much, guys. I mean, they will come into their own. But there was almost no white trellising type of petunias at the nursery. They were all picked over. Alright, so our caramel yellow Petchoa. And, one, two, three. Alright. So no Jenny on the block for this fella. So we're going to spread these out to make just a little bit more room in between each, since we actually have the space. Alright. Now this time I am going to stop the video camera, put in the dirt. I'm going to put in the Biotone organic mixed with the potting soil. And yes, we'll fill this one. Hey guys, so I just want to show you the final product here. Those are little creeping jennies. There's the little boy. There's the little yellow puppy dog. And there's the little red girl. All with their creeping jenny pots in their arms. Before I get any questions, no, I did not plant those burning bushes that close to the fence. The burning bushes were there. The fence was put up later on in an effort to try to save the shrubs. They planted them as close to them as they can, so they're literally butted right up against the fence. But yeah, I never would have planted shrubs that close. So anyway, little boy, little girl, little dog. Hopefully my sister will like those. So okay, so that's going to end it for today's video. I actually did a short one for a change, or at least I think this is going to come up much shorter than the other ones. I have one more project to do. I've got to get this hydrangea in the ground. Tomorrow's my sister's birthday, and she loves hydrangeas. So I haven't had a lot of luck getting these to grow here in South Carolina. I mean, I know they are everywhere, but they're not in my yard. So I don't know what number hydrangea this is going to make that I've tried, but I am reading, I am studying, I am determined to keep this alive and beautiful and flourishing. So we will see how it turns out, but I'm going to get this in the ground today. This one's by Bloomstruck, and I'm trying to see if they had the actual name on here somewhere. Endless Summer, Bloomstruck, Bigleaf, Hydrangea. Here we go. Hydrangea macrophylla, if that helps anyone at all. So anyway, it's blue and it has pink, and that's what I'll remember about it. I'm never going to remember the name other than hydrangea. So anyway, guys, I'm going to get this one put in the ground, and that's going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I can't wait to do some follow-ups later on the two hanging pots and those particular recipes that we did today. because I think they are going to turn out incredible. I did not mention, I do believe most of those plants in those hanging baskets are full sun or partial to full sun. So I've got to find a home for them, probably not on my porch. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. If you haven't, I'm new to this whole YouTube thing, but like, subscribe, do all those, you guys watch these, you know what to do. Do all that stuff so I help my channel grow, okay? So again, this is Steve with Roost Refuge. I really, really appreciate you guys watching, and thank you so much.